So what's the get down?
Hip hop cultural lifestyle show.
And I auditioned for that show when I was on a break as a doorman at the Gulf and Western building, which is a famous, iconic building. Like
they own Paramount.
They own Paramount. The Godfather like cast it out of there.
All right.
I went up there with a sweater and my doorman, you know, and I'm auditioning for like with the biggest show in the world at the time. I had no fucking idea. I almost didn't get in the room to show you how fucking people are, because the woman was a hard ass, the casting lady.
Right.
And she was like, well, no, I was a young actor. He's not Spanish, or he's not, you know. And so my agent was like, fuck that, I'll go around her. I went to the LA casting lady.
Right.
They were in New York, all the producers.
Right.
He was like, I got you in. I didn't even know it was gonna be a big show. Because at first, like, she won't see me, this fucking New York lady. Then she came up to me at the Emmys. I'm so proud of I was like, you phony bastard. I felt like telling her, you didn't even want to fucking let me in the room.
Right.
And now I'm nominated for an Emmy. Put that in your peace pipe. Because these people, the casting people, they don't have the last word. But they can pick and choose. Like, say, hey, I like Nick over Gabe.
Right.
I'll bring Nick in.
Right.
Don't play. It's up to the producers and the writers to say,
right.
well, that's her opinion. It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion, but they could block you from getting. She almost blocked me from just an opportunity.
Right.
And that's why I was like, fuck that lady. I was so mad. I was like really pissed, because I was like, you're gonna block me? I'm just a young guy. You won't let me in the room? Why? Because Andy Garcia's played Italians, or some Spanish play, or Italians play Spanish. You're an actor, man. You're acting. It doesn't mean you have to just play one fucking. My brother's played all kinds of people.
Right.
You know. So but I won that one. But that doesn't always happen.
So does it make it...
Casting today is different. Today they do it by Zoom, but they do it by self-tape. It's a bunch of bullshit. So I go in there and I put on a fucking performance, and it's a waste of time. I saw it with a project now that's on television. I knocked the shit out of the park. They give it to a guy who's got maybe a little more bigger name, and he's not even good in it. And I'm like, look at this fucking thing. I'm like, why did I even waste my time? I've done too much work. I'm not saying I don't want to audition. It's just a waste of time for me.
Right.
I've done too much footage. You know what?
No.
If you take a look at my work, you'll know. If you want me, you want me. What am I? Rarely do I ever get a job from an audition. Rarely. Once in a blue fucking moon. Once in a blue moon that I've gotten jobs. Even most of my jobs were from work that people saw that got me other work. You know?
So do you feel it's like...
Auditioning is a crock of shit.
Well, what I'm saying is, do you feel that based
I'm telling you the fucking truth.
Nah, look at it. So, like, how you say he's, well, we both know nigga, he's a genius, right?
Yeah.
And this question is to you too. So understanding what you guys do now to blow somebody up, like how you did Gabe, and you hear what he's saying, so it's harder for him to even, compete with what you guys are pushing, because everything is number based.
Yeah.
So where's the balance at?
Well, what he's talking about is a little different, because the way that actors are casted now because of the pandemic, a lot of it has really changed. So prior, there were casting that were moving into more technology-based casting, which is self-taping. Which 2019, around then to even before it, the self-tape process was beginning. And how it works is your agent, manager, or however you get an audition, casting will send you all the information you need. They'll give you the material, and then you got to turn it in by a certain day. Okay, so that was moving in the right direction, but there were still in-person auditions. Then what happened was the pandemic happened, and nobody's open. No casting offices are open. So people gave up their offices and went straight to self-taping. And the problem with that, not that it's a problem, but in-person auditioning doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
So if that doesn't exist, the idea of winning somebody over in a room is gone.
It's gone.
Because
That's
they only...
not good.
Right.
And for someone like me or whoever who's
like a method actor, basically.
Not even just method, but trying to get on or get some work. There's almost a formula to how to self-tape. So now there's a formula to how it's supposed to look. There's a formula how the casting wants you to read the material.
Right.
And then if you're working with coaches, some coaches have experience in casting, so they know what these people want to hear. And in reality, you're just going through these people just to get to the next one, which is the actual people who make the decision.
Right.
And not that it's any different than doing in person, but it being digital, you lose the aspect of just like, you know, oh, I actually got to know the person.
I met that person.
So,
Well, I mean, but isn't that kind of what that's what you guys' whole situation is about, right?
What
Not
happened?
actually dealing with the person, just getting them to sign on to whatever it is that you want.
it's
all about views.
it's
It's not about you being as dope as you are. It's just about how the numbers look. Right?
yes and no.
Yes,
but
yeah.
but
You
like,
understand what I'm
so-
saying?
so-
That's kind of
yeah.
what the market is.
So
now.
it depends, right? So like if you're like an actor's actor, and depending on what value they'll want to the project, they'll decide. Like if their investor sees that they can potentially make their money back, and sometimes that's why they cast it, whatever. But for certain roles that have happened off people with bigger social media followings, that's more so in like I think the realm of people my age, because a lot of people will get 20 million followers on TikTok and then sign a deal with a movie studio or Netflix to do a movie, but that's based pure because these people have following. But most of the time you don't know how good the product's going to be. But for someone like him, it's more so like he'll probably get compared amongst a couple of people, and then throughout that time, whoever throughout their career, if they feel like they align and do similar roles, they'll usually pick the guy out of those three who's the most famous. And sometimes the comparisons like don't make sense.
So is it based on social media famous, or is it based on, you know, who he actually is and the work that he put in?
For him, who he is, but for like people closer to my age, there will be cases where if you don't have a social media following, they won't hire you.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
so. That's what I'm saying. So
Oh, okay.
you guys basically have curtailed the market to where it doesn't matter what he's basically doing. You know, he's competing against what you guys are deciding based on, you know, views.
The
correct?
good thing though, for him specifically, because he's an actor,
Right.
his following translate to how many people know his work. And now on TikTok, he's at like 800,000. Other
Right.
social media platforms because of the algorithms, he's
Because
not.
of Nick, ladies and gentlemen, just know that this young man is a genius. Go ahead.
Thank you. But
For real.
but for someone like him, now it's proving to studios for other jobs like, hey, when they want to look at new opportunities in marketing, they look at places like TikTok because they're trying to drive more people to see the ad. You know, because different ways people discover new content.
But they ban a lot of stuff though.
They do, but if it's coming from like a movie studio, they're gonna let it.
Oh yeah.
Because there's
like,
money
for
behind
example,
it.
tell them about Twitter. I've been on Twitter, right?
Right.
I'm like a professional baseball fan.
Yes,
I am.
you are.
I live and die watching this sport. I've put my heart and soul in that fucking room. Legendary tweets, legendary videos. These fucking people won't give me a job. They'll let me do little things on Fox, MLB.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Because
Like,
they're
for real.
afraid of me.
All right.
Because
well,
it's such a conservative sport, they think I'm out of my mind because I'm passionate and I'm honest.
now that's interesting.
And that's what this sport needs.
Correct.
They need a guy doing a commentary one game a week where you have an alternative. I don't mean go fuck,
But see,
fuck, fuck.
but you're saying that they're taking it like you aggressive, so that means they on some cancel culture type
but
shit.
what I'm trying to say is they don't even know me on Twitter as an actor. They know me as a baseball fan.
Wow.
How fucking ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
Now at least TikTok at least
got you.
translates to me
Okay.
having a career for 30 fucking years.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
At least
So you saying that social media is still
it's weird.
all right?
how
but
it works.
But it has its purpose.
Yeah, it has
for
its purpose,
for
but
all ages.
But I
Is
mean,
that
that's
what you're saying?
ridiculous when they go, they know you as a baseball aficionado. And I'm like, yeah, but that's my hobby. I do it, but if they want to give me a job in
I
it,
I don't know. If you look at your Instagram, right, and you look at a lot of the stuff, a lot of the footage y'all used to put up, you know what I mean? You would just think you were a fan. Now,
Well, I am a fan.
think it. I know. Well,
but I'm
trust
more
me, I
than
know.
a fan.
Trust me.
I call myself a fan,
You very
but
hostile.
I know I'm at a like he's friends with the guy from Entourage, Kevin Connolly,
Yeah, yeah.
played E, and he knows. He said, "Oh, your dad, like he's a
Everybody
hockey fan."
knows.
He goes, "But your dad's on a different level as a fan."
Russ said he'd go to a baseball game with
Yeah,
him.
he saw.
That's
he,
what I'm saying.
He don't
He
like
don't
baseball.
even like sports.
He saw me in his house watching a playoff game. I was upstairs. He had the thing. He said,
everybody
wow,
knows.
I don't even like this game. He goes, but I'd go with you, Nick.
That's what I'm saying.
I said, but
he's
between
great.
my if you see it through my eyes, you might become a fan.
Well, how could they see through your eyes? You have
You have to go to a game with me.
Nah,
sit with me.
No. Are you? Yeah, we've sat with you, sir.
And sit with me and maybe experience how I'm watching the motherfucking game.
And that's
like one of those Pump Brothers was watching the game and he was like, wow, you're.
I agree.
And I was like, don't annoy me. I'm working right now. It's a playoff game. I said,
I agree.
You're fucking up everything.
Yeah, you're very, very, very hostile.
But I was doing that as a kid. My people would knock on the door. And I would be depressed after when the Yankees lost, man. The kids were guys, Nicky coming out, Nicholas coming out. My parents would, no, give him a little while. He's depressed right now. My old age goes, you did that? I said, yeah. I wouldn't come out of the house. You understand? I was depressed. I was in a rage.
Right.
Let me calm down before I come out.
Right.
And then I'm okay. Because I would let the game, I would almost be like in tears.
Nah, but Dick,
My
I get
parents
it.
would be like,
all right, so
what
look,
the fuck's wrong with this kid?
But look, as a fan, where does it stop at though?
Nowhere.
Because I know you part of the team. I get that.
I feel like I'm on the team.
I know you on the team.
My brother
You've been
said
on the
it
team
in an
all
interview.
these years.
My brother said, Michael Kay interviewed my brother, the guy in the Yankees, Nest Network, whatever, he's all wired in. And he said, well, what makes Nick so, because he's like, from afar, he goes, well, what makes him so, intense or interesting as a fan? Because the guy, he's never really reached out to me that close. But my brother goes, Nick thinks he's part of the team.
Oh yeah?
He thinks he's on the team.
But
now, I never thought about it. But when my brother said it, because he's a deep guy, hear me out.
Right.
In a way, when I talk about the Yankees, and I get wild, but it don't mean nothing. At the end, after the game's over, I don't have anything personally against anybody. It's just that it's about results and who steps up, who doesn't. But in a way, he's right. I almost feel like that team. That I am in that team. That's in my. It's inside me. You know what I mean? Like
we all think that.
Yeah, but I know, and I can weed out fans like wannabes, guys that are not that real.
You like that about
I'm just like
boxing.
you.
I'm
like, no, you're not like me. You're nothing like me.
You like that about boxing too, so.
A little bit. Yeah. Now he's got me into the UFC, but now the UFC is a new sport, and I'm being educated. I don't know a lot about jiu-jitsu, all this other shit. But I'm becoming a fan. Conor McGregor kind of willed me in.
Nah, cause see,
now we watch it every week.
We watch it. We have fight night. You should see the fight nights we've had here over the years.
I'm already.
The first time we met, we were watching Habib fight.
That's what I'm saying. I laugh when he said that.
Well, we've had 20, 30, 40 kids, almost fights with his friends, fist fights, everything. Me with a bunch of fucking teenagers. Crazy. I sit in that chair, and everybody comes in the room and fucks up my night when we have a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Somebody will enter the room that will
invited.
fuck up who I want to win the big fight.
All right.
And they always ruin my motherfucking night. Like one night, this guy Sabir walked away. He had a bet on a game. He goes, I just won a lot of money. I said, motherfucker.
That's why we lost.
You were the fucking jinx tonight. That's why I didn't win. Or this guy over here came in. And he brought in some fucking
It happened when we went to the fight.
Always.
Remember,
That's why you should weed out people. Fight night. Wait a minute. Are you on my page? If not, you're not welcome here. Get out.
Wait,
Get the fuck out. I don't need any negative. My brother-in-law one time was watching the Yankee game. They hit a home run, a walk-off, right? He was sitting in a chair next to my chair. He came the next night. He sat in the same chair. I said, don't sit in that chair tonight. He goes, well, I said they lost with you sitting here. Move. He goes, I can't. I said, just sit over there, please. Because the superstition was, it was a bad juju, bad mojo, whatever you want to call it.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm trying to concentrate. One time this guy, Freddie, knocked on the door, this fucking crazy Jewish guy. And he's like, I'm trying to watch it. I'm like, Freddie, I'm trying to watch the game. I can't have fucking dialogue in my ear when I'm watching. When I'm sitting in that chair, I'm working. I'm doing work. My wife, other people don't understand it because it's my passion.
I can dig it.
When I was on the NYPD Blue set, the guy told me the Yankees were losing the game in the playoffs. I snapped on the dude. I said, don't you ever give me bad news when I'm trying to do a scene. Let me find out the bad news later. Don't ruin my fucking night. That's why I tell him, don't give me the bad news. Let me find out the bad news on my own.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel your method helps others understand the team? See,
because I feel like I could will them.
All right.
I feel like I could make a difference watching the game.
All right.
Psychologically, if I'm watching it, a lot of times I feel like I could turn it.
All right.
But then it doesn't always work out.
All right.
And then sometimes staying away is good if it's working. But I feel me watching it, it's like another player. It's like you have the thing called the 10th man.
Yeah, 6 man. all
So
of that.
whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I feel like I'm that 10th man.
That's that.
I feel like my spirit is there. So when I'm locked in, I'm not locked in every game,
Right.
but most games.
Yeah.
You know, like one time, my
you
wife,
put 'em- yeah.
my wife got me really mad one time,
Uh-huh.
and this was a playoff NBA game.
Uh-oh.
And she fucked me up. I was so
NBA
mad at her.
Finals.
She was actually angry with me, but because she should have never went. What would she say?
Oh,
Brick.
Kawhi Leonard
No,
was,
but what was
shooting
the
a free throw.
expression?
Brick.
Brick. She went like brick. And I had a vendetta against the Heat that series.
Right.
LeBron was on the Heat.
I didn't like that team.
all right.
And when she said brick, she cost me the championship for the fucking Spurs or whatever
Alright.
that game. And I fucking lost it on her because I was like, don't you ever say brick.
So you just a overall fan. It ain't just
Oh no,
baseball.
I'm a sports fan.
Sports fan. All right, I got you.
I'm a hardcore baseball, but I
What
am.
about, what about
but
football?
I was a big football fan as a kid, a
All
lot.
right, all
NBA, ABA, that's why, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like you
yeah.
see, I'm wearing the Kentucky
Yes,
Colonels.
sir.
Your man
Yes,
gave me
sir.
this.
Yes, sir.
I go way back, Dr. J with the afro.
Uh-huh.
I'm a sports. I mean, I sat down with CC Sabathia one time. He thought I knew just baseball. I'm like, oh shit, Nick knows a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit.
Oh, I know a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a boxer. I know a lot of history of boxing way back when, Sugar Ray Robinson, way back. Jake LaMotta. So I grew up in a house with new boxing, basketball, baseball. I educated myself. Football, I was a big. I think football is watered down now, but I did love football as a kid a lot. Minnesota Vikings, the Giants, Frank Tarkenton, Roger Staubach. I liked old school football. Today it's become more of a commercial fucking. But football players love me because of that movie.
Yeah.
So they almost love me more than baseball players. And I'm like, because of Brucey and The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like he's like, if you liked football, they would probably embrace you more. I like the wrong sport.
They would though.
Yeah. See, I think I could make baseball cool.
I mean,
A lot of people don't think baseball's cool.
Well, I don't know.
do.
I don't know. See, the way that's what I'm saying. Your presentation on being a fan.
He
with
likes
you,
baseball, but he even says it. You like the wrong sport. Tell him, right?
It's an
He likes-
experience.
He likes
with
the
him.
wrong sport.
Well, tell him more than that.
Well, you just said to me to tell him.
Well, elaborate.
Now I'll elaborate.
Fucking ass half asleep.
There's a reason for that.
What's that? So I can keep fucking talking?
The White Russian.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no.
don't drink a fucking White Russian when you're doing an interview.
I didn't drink.
Go ahead. What is this?
No,
he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it together.
no. The
Gabe
the
next.
pro-
He just said
the
no.
problem
He
is-
just chills. He
The
sits there,
problem
that's
is-
chill. He'll
I'm
steal
finna
the whole
get him.
interview with one fucking line. He'll go,
I'm finna get him. I ain't even worried.
so look, baseball.
Well, it depends on the subject.
go ahead, Gabe, speak.
Well, the subject is if I don't know what to say, if I can't say anything, I'll just shut up.
And say.
That's just
and
I'm
say,
just taught by you know.
But don't you have an expression, Gabe, like, I want to express myself.
Well, if I have an opinion about it, I say it. You know. If
Okay.
I have nothing to say,
Then
I
you
don't know
say
what it
nothing.
is. I don't say nothing.
Really?
That's what it is. You know.
Okay.
Depends
Don't
on
be
the
afraid.
subject.
Don't be afraid to voice your opinion, Gabe.
Let me. I want to ask Gabe something.
Sure.
Based on everything that you just said, do you think people kind of come at you incorrectly because they're thinking you're one way and not knowing that, you know what I mean, you have a lot to say?
Well,
And you
it's,
see, and you know, you got your
You
own
listen
mind
to the
and all of
question.
that.
That's a good question.
Do you feel that is a problem, or do you not worry about it? It's just a fan coming up. Or whatever?
I don't worry about nothing. If they want to say something, I just ignore it. If it's something negative, I just ignore it. Or if I get kind of mad, I kind of block that. Just
Right.
gonna be of myself.
What he's saying, Gabe, is that you're a lot more interesting
Right.
than just, woo.
Right.
As great as that is, as great as fuck baby, great as we love White Claw Gabe,
Yeah.
the character's great. But you, Gabe Bewitt, Gabe, is a very deep individual. You are. You're sensitive, you're deep, you have good taste, you're smart. You don't always know how to communicate those feelings.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Sometimes if I get nervous, I kind of like
freaks.
I freak out. It's like Am I nervous? You know, I feel nervous. Sometimes I can't understand sometimes what people say to me.
Question.
Yeah.
It's question. I get nervous sometimes.
You know what? You're not the only one, man. Everybody does. They
No,
just,
but the
it's
dude
just
is
about
smart.
looking cool. Nah,
And
I
he's
know.
way
I've sat
smarter
up-
than
I've-
people that know him.
I've sat up and talked to him.
And
We
he
usually
knows
sit and
when
talk.
somebody's real and somebody's fake.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
I say, is that guy a
excited,
douchebag? And Gabe goes, yeah, he's a douche.
Yeah.
And he knows when someone's douchey.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but he knows.
Nah, I know what
I
you're
know,
saying.
I know,
what
I know
you're
the
saying.
certain people. I just kind
He's
of like.
honest too,
Yeah.
which is refreshing. Even about his own family, whatever. He's honest.
Right.
He calls it the way it is. Sometimes, you know, he doesn't know how to, you know, he has
That's
to like,
what I was
hold
going to
back.
ask.
Say,
What about
all right.
the non-filter? So
Well-
does that become a problem?
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
To pick and choose. I mean, I think when he's comfortable with people, and he knows they're not like trying to like make fun of him or something.
Right,
But he's smarter than that.
So
He knows.
Right. So
He
you
knows
can
the
tell-
people that like him.
Right. And those that are
Right?
trying to use
Oh, yeah.
him. All
Oh,
right,
yeah,
I
it's
can
true.
dig it.
And
I
you
can
know the
dig it.
fake, and you know the fake ass people, right?
Yeah, there's people out there that's like, they're like, you know, oh, I don't like this guy, you know why? Because I'm different, you know.
And social media, you know all that bullshit. Even the haters, this crap, stupid. Oh, I hate you. Oh, you guys ain't funny. But don't watch.
Of course, you know, it's like you have an opinion. You know, it's like I have my opinion with Raising Cane's.
Yes,
People
sir.
doesn't like me because I don't like Raising Cane's. I don't give a fuck. You know, let's say I'm your friend. I'm your friend, even though I hate the Red Sox, but you like the Red Sox. I don't give a fuck. So long as you're my friend, that's what matters.
Oh my
He
god.
took a lot of hate because he said he didn't like Raising
was a
Cane's.
lot.
Yeah, and it's not that good. The fries are good. I agree.
Yeah.
Got no bones in the chicken. I need a bone in the chicken. Don't
Of
give me
course.
boneless chicken. Get the fuck out of here,
If
right,
it's
Gabe?
dry,
Dry and shit.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Popeyes is way better, baby. Popeyes is
Gabe's a
popping.
KFC
right?
guy.
He's a
I like
KFC guy.
KFC, but it's okay. Popeyes are right. I have no hate
Sing
for
that
Popeyes.
KFC from my man.
I like KFC.
How's it go?
Hey, let's go eat at KFC.
How's it go?
KFC. Oh yeah, KFC. Yeah. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go eat at KFC. I love KFC. I
Hey,
always loved it as a
one
kid.
of the funniest fucking dudes in the world. Never mind White Claw Gabe. Just Gabe. One of the
But
funny.
see-
I've been fascinated by him way before him and all this shit. And
But
this
see, you know him though. See,
Well, because I
Gabe-
know him.
People know
This
me.
is what I've noticed that in the spaces that we're always around each other, Gabe don't talk to everybody.
No.
So if he chooses to talk to you, then that's
Very
something
smart.
different.
Yeah.
That's
Very
something
smart.
different.
See, that's
now
why-
he's gonna find some
Yeah.
stuff out.
In a lot of ways, I wish more people had his,
Yeah, he's,
you know,
he's
instinct
cold.
or whatever
he's
it is.
very, very shrewd.
He's dope when it comes to like he knows how to size up people. Very
Right,
good.
right.
He just doesn't express it. You know, you have to go to him and ask him, and he'll tell you.
right. So like,
And he's
just
usually right.
Nah, that's the thing that I'm saying. You know, he on point with where he's at.
Yeah.
But so is it like how do you deal with the fact that, you know, those that have an issue with how, you know what I mean, he comes,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I've always tried to be protective of him.
No, I got you. I know what you're
Because,
doing.
you
But
know,
I'm
to
talking
me,
about from the
for
other
him-
side of it though, yeah. Like
I don't. You'd have to ask him.
If it's in
That's what-
person, it's different. If it's on the, say okay, so like if it's in person, we feel he's being disrespectful. It's like, hey, push back. Like,
because you guys are usually
so there was actually an incident. We never even talked about this. We're at a bar. This year in August. He had a fan come up to me. I think he was drunk and he like was jumping on him, trying to shake him. So I was like, oh my god, like, you know, whatever.
Right.
Oh, that was when we went to
So I was with this guy Darren. He's a DJ, good dude. And we grabbed him like, hey,
Right.
back
Got
up.
the guy off of him, right.
But on the internet, if you're gonna like hate on him, it's like I have a way of putting it, and it's like very mean. But I don't have a problem with people talking shit to me on internet or like in person too much, because here's how I see it. If you're gonna take time out of your boring ass day to go on my page and criticize me because you're upset with your own life, then fuck you. So who cares? So what I tell Gabe with the internet is like, listen, he just gave you a comment and a view, so thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate
That
it.
hate is powerful.
And on top
Yeah,
of
it
it,
is.
the
That's
guy
why I
that the
was
guy that's
asking.
hating him is probably buying his merch. He's probably rewatching his videos.
Watching his
He's
shit.
probably buying a cameo just
Wants
to be like,
his
fuck
attention.
this dude.
Just fucking haters.
So That's how I see it. Like people,
I don't know. I'm
the
not
amount
that
of,
kind of person.
I mean,
I know.
the amount of
like somebody, I'm not gonna take the time.
the
to go
amount
out
of
and cheat on
encounters
them.
I've been around you, and people go,
Yes, sir.
they go, why you paint your nails? My response every time is, why not?
Yeah.
Because what's the why can't I? What does that mean? What are you trying to say? And it for me, it's like, so I'm confident I can do it. I can do what I want.
But does it bother you that somebody gets at you? That like, is that making you feel that they attacking your sexuality or your manhood? Or where you
I
at
know
with
what they're trying to attack.
Right.
But for me personally, I don't care.
it? I dig it.
Yeah.
I
Because
can
my
dig it.
whole thing is just like, what are you trying to say?
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just a regular person.
Mm.
It's just something I like to do. Why does he like to curse? He makes money off it. But not even just that, that's just him. He likes to curse too.
Yeah.
But
It's
and we're not hurting anybody. So
We're not- it's not- not
that's the thing.
offending.
If it's on the internet and people are talking shit, it's like, listen, we're not hurting anybody. So if you're really offended, then that's something that has to do with you. But if it's in person and people are like, trying to pick on him or whatever, like, you can't trust that many people, man.
He's good that way.
It's hard.
My
Different
brother's like
spaces,
that.
different
He's
places.
got a little bit of my brother in him,
Right,
which is
right.
good. I'm a little too friendly with people, a little too nice sometimes. But there comes a point where I go, all right, enough.
Because
Time to
a
go.
lot of people will say to me, like, they'll see me on the outside and be like, oh, you're a very outgoing person. Like, yeah, I
Right.
am, but I'm outgoing in comfortable surroundings.
Right.
But if I'm in
He has good judgment.
if I'm in surroundings
He does.
where I don't really know people, even like I'd go to a college party.
That's
or
why,
whatever.
like, when he makes a bed, I'd be like, I'm surprised because your judgment is good. And so sometimes when he fucks up or he does something, I'll be like, I'm surprised because your judgment in life is very good. And sometimes, everybody has areas to improve on. He does too because he's a young kid.
Yeah, it's
So sometimes I have to like just tell him, certain things in life because I've lived a life he hasn't.
So wait, let me ask this. So the certain things that because when I say this dude is a young genius, he built up. What's the number on Gabe now?
it should be 1.2 million.
All right. So I watched him build this up from nothing. I literally watched him build it up from nothing.
From nothing.
So, and the reason to be truthful that it's not further is because he's working on other stuff that y'all got going on. So
yeah.
people really need to understand that because if he stayed 24/7 on it, the numbers really would be.
I'm gonna tell you
up high.
something. It's a cool interview. No, I do interviews. This is kind of dope. I like it because in a lot of ways I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but whatever it is, it's kind of cool.
What's the
We
get
did a
down?
podcast with Russell. I don't know what we're doing with Russell.
Yeah.
And I love Russell. And other people like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm like, you're like, yo, we can talk about anything. What do you want to talk about? And somehow you segued into a whole bunch of shit. So you wanted something, my man.
No. I'm
It's
just saying.
good.
See, it's
I'm
really,
just playing you. I'm
looking like
paying
this.
you a little
No,
compliment.
but look,
and I mean it. This
We don't do
feels
that.
just like a conversation.
That's what you need to do with somebody.
What this feels like to me is actually a organic,
Yes, sir.
more than a podcast, which is kind of interesting.
Thank you.
No,
it's not a
no,
podcast.
no.
Thank you.
Salud.
Somebody finally got it. Go
Salud.
and holler.
It's not a podcast.
Talk to him. It's not a podcast.
My man is doing
but
a
if that's where y'all
conversation.
putting this, that's what
That's
it
what
is.
I would call this, a conversation, which is needed.
Right.
Because we need to have sometimes talk.
Well, that's
Real
the thing.
talk.
That's
as,
the thing.
As Spike would say, I would text him something, it'll be like, real talk. Nah.
Was it rough for you dealing with that? Like, did you deal with any racism based on doing that flip?
Doing what? Spike's movies?
Yeah.
You mean from when? From
Just from others. You know what I mean? Because the different characters you played, they,
Oh, no, they
were
love
very-
it.
They love it?
Yeah. I mean, even like, when I played a racist or this or that, black
Right.
people would be like, I love it. And I'd be like, whoa,
Right.
you do? I said, okay, cool. I said, just acting,
Right.
and so like, I never got any like hate, always like, you did it well. I think because people feel like if you do it well and you do it from the heart, they respect that. Especially like, everybody has their audience.
Right,
but,
right.
I have a big audience with the African American community. Because
You've
they
done-
know, because
you've
we
done
have
a lot of
something-
flicks.
we have a lot in common. I've done a lot of work with a lot of black directors.
Right.
And I've enjoyed working with them.
Mm-hmm.
I really have. I've enjoyed being. Spike started my career. So
Mm-hmm.
I, if it wasn't for Spike, who knows? Maybe he planted that thing in me. Like it was there, but he's the first guy that said you could do it, kid. And he did that for a lot of people, not
Right.
just me.
Right.
He gave a lot of people that were newcomers, people that didn't have a lot of experience. He said, "No, you can do it." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I." But I said, "But if you say I can, when someone gives you that that confirmation,
motivation,
that motivation
yeah.
more than your brother.
Yeah.
No, he really likes you. He's raw, but he's got it. I was like, okay, then I must have it.
Right.
So you follow that.
Mm-hmm.
But he planted that seed in me.
Right.
And I owe a lot to Spike.
So we meet him at the gifting suite because he DJing, right? So
Was that BT?
I don't know
That
what
for
it
the
was.
Oscars?
Yeah. So
For Black
so,
Klansman, right?
Right. So he's doing his walkthrough, and as he does his walkthrough, he walk past everybody
You don't
in the
miss
room.
anything, Spike.
Gave us dap, right? Gave me and him dap, and then kept going. He walked up, he took his photos, you know what I mean? Did his poses, left a step and repeat, walked past everybody that was asking him questions. This is straight up. The man right here, he'll tell you. Walked straight past us, gave me and him dap, and he was like, man, go and ask him for a flick. He was like, I ain't asking him nothing. I was like, all right, Mr. Spike, can we get a flick? He was like, and kept going. But the fact
That's
that
how
he
he
walked
is.
through that entire room of
Yeah.
people, because I'm telling you, when he came, it was like just a sea of people that
That's
had
what
it
I'm
swallowed
saying.
up.
Like you see this guy come in, and like people start running. Or
Yeah,
they, like,
it was crazy. We didn't know what
I brought
was
him to
going
the
on.
set of Black Klansman. He was like, man, he's interesting. He was like so because I had worked with Spike when I was young.
Yeah.
And it was interesting working with him when he was older. I wanted to see if he was the same cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with actors and this and that. But so I had worked with him, so I knew. So like I remember on my first day, he was like looking around. And he was like, well, where's Nick? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm right here, Spike. You know, because like family. You know,
Right,
'cause,
right.
You know,
That's
he's tight
what
with
I'm
my
saying.
brother, this and that.
You
so.
you kind of treat everybody like that, so that's
I do.
the thing.
I do. We went to a couple of playoff games in 2019, and then he wanted to come to one game. I had to like make a move to get him in there.
Right.
Spike wasn't in the seat. We're sitting on the dugout. I said, well, you sit here till Spike comes.
Right.
Spike comes in a little late, man. He's like, I go, who's in my seat? I said, it's my son. He said, all right, just keeping it warm. And then he took a legendary picture of us from behind.
That's dope.
And he's like, who took that picture? I said, my son. And he gave him like credit. We were on
That's
top
dope.
of the Yankee dugout. I took my shirt off when the Yankees won. He was like, you take your shirt off? I said, yeah, it's coming off, Spike. It's coming off, bro. He could.
So does it? How does the translation go? Because I know how you guys talk to each other, but I'm saying business-wise. How does the translation go from the knowledge that he had got to do now for it to work versus you being a thespian versus Gabe, you know what I mean, just coming on some comedy
It's a
stuff?
give and take.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's because there are some things that, you know, he can educate me on,
Uh-huh.
and he's right about. You know, because sometimes I come at it from a very artistic place,
Right.
and he comes at it from a business place,
Right.
which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think it's give and take. And then when he wants my take on something, a real honest opinion, he'll ask me,
Right.
and I'll give it to him. So I put it that way. I don't know.
So is
Yeah,
it do you trust his judgment?
I trust his opinion. I don't
Trust
know.
his opinion?
Yeah, on something.
All right, so now I'm gonna get the other side. So how do you see it coming from what you do, knowing what you know what I mean, age range and everything like that? How's that work for you?
Yeah.
What's going now?
She taking my car? I crashed her.
That's good. See, that kind of footage is good. Yeah.
As usual.
I'd keep it.
We plan on it.
It just depends on what we're doing,
Right.
right? I mean, I produced my first feature last year.
Congrats.
Thank you. Asked him. He's one of the producers on it, but my job on it was facilitating getting majority of the actors
Correct.
to the project.
Mhm.
We didn't have a casting director, but like stuff like that, I'll ask him like, what do you think? Should we use this person or should we hit up this person? Blah blah blah. Little stuff, but it just depends where we're coming at it from. Because even when I do auditions, I'm even told by just a lot of advice for casting or whatever. Don't read with him, or don't work too closely on it because he's too familiar with, you know.
Right.
So like they know who he is, so they'll be like, oh, he's like his dad.
recognize him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too
yeah.
recognizable. So
Yeah.
there's things just give and take. But if it's like with like the social media stuff, that if I'm directing his stuff, I'm like, be the actor. You didn't write it. Read the.
Is it hard to work with, to basically direct your dad?
It's not hard, but what makes it hard is for me, it's like I'm not gonna beg you to do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. Like, if you're asking me to build your content or direct it, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'll tell you the first few times, like, come on, let's go again. But if we're not,
you're usually right.
But if you're sitting,
that's too slow. I'm like, okay.
But if
because I'm an actor, I know how to take direction.
But if you're sitting down and not doing it,
See, like that behind the scenes with him is hilarious.
I already know.
Because he's not a trained actor.
Right.
He's a funny dude.
The thing is like, even like people who've like seen us, they'll be like, he's funnier when he does this. I'm like, yeah, he is, but I know what's going to work.
What works on that format.
Because for me, like, if I'm like thinking about more than just here, I'm thinking about here, right? So if I know that there's a sphere of people watching, we have to not appease.
The other day,
you have to play it to a certain thing, so it smooth sails.
He came up with a fucking bit the other day. Guy brought a Tesla over, whatever. Came up with a bit. I hadn't done a video in a little bit. And he had him running in like, "This is my fucking Tesla. That's for me. That's for me." No, it's not for you. Fuck, all that shit.
Right.
It got 1.5 million. So, does the kid know what he's talking about? Yes.
We have many.
Now, I couldn't have came up with that fucking video.
We have many conversations, so I'm hip to where he at with it.
I'm telling you, like even like a guy like Russell, listen to him. The kid knows what he's talking about.
Russ does though. You know what I mean? I've been there when
he listens. He listens eventually.
Because what it is you got to know where you're at before you go talk to him. That's the thing about it. You know what I mean? And then from there, it's kind of like if he went and set something up for a role, right?
Yeah.
You're going to critique it from what you know the role to be.
He'll ask me because I'm going to look at it, when I'm looking at acting, I'm looking at it differently. TikTok, I'll trust his opinion.
Right.
You come to tell me, I'll say, you weren't directed in that scene.
Correct.
You know you on camera and you're fucking, nothing's going on. The director should say, hey, if he's a real director and he's fucking watching, you say, look, you gotta be more present. Even if you have no lines, you gotta be invested, engaged in the scene. That's being a director. You know what I mean?
Why you don't direct more stuff?
Well, I haven't had the opportunity. But
what would you direct? And I know you're gonna say an Italian type flick, but what would you direct?
Something that I have a stake in, something I have a feeling, a story, or characters, a world that I think I could tell. There's a couple of things that I've been close to making.
Right.
And I've done some things that didn't, this Doorman thing, I have this Joe Pepitone story, I had this other movie, Coming of Age, Bless Me For, I never got it made, but I had a feeling for this. I have to have a feeling for the material.
I can dig it.
Otherwise, it's like you, like if I was going to direct something, you can't direct something a world that you don't know anything about.
Right.
How am I going to do a good job with that? But if you give me a subject that I have a feeling for and people I can relate to, I could give you something.
Directing is like, to me,
I think I could actually do a good job with the right material.
Because there's different directors.
I've been around enough to know what I would want, what I don't want. It's hard to direct and act because you need another guy when you step in the camera. I tried that once with somebody. And I need to know that when I step on the camera, I need a guy.
He's protected.
Trusting. Yeah, I need a guy to say, hey, Nick, are you fucking watching?
For actors to transition to directors, they'll obviously know a lot about acting, but like the vision of the overall is the harder part. And sometimes a lot of actors can't translate into directors because their vision doesn't go beyond
they don't have an imagination. You have to have, like my brother.
Like you watch some directors, like you watch a Martin Scorsese movie, you know it's a Martin Scorsese movie, but you know it's that because there's a theme, there's a vibe, there's like a way that the camera moves, there's music that's played, and you can feel it. Like a Spike Lee movie, the music's is super loud, the camera's up in the face, it's very his style. So for other people that can't make their own identifications as a director, that's what separates certain people. But like actors who want to direct, some can make that balance, but then some are so in it on one side that they can't be perfect on the other.
Cause see, I've sat and I've talked to Gabe a bunch of times, and I know Gabe be having concepts himself. So let's say he has something in mind. If y'all come with it, is it harder to go ahead and direct what he's, because you're looking at it from the standpoint of like, yo, this is right here is gonna work. You know what I mean? If we do it this way.
It just depends. Sometimes his judgment's good, and then sometimes like it needs work, right?
All right.
But like, what it comes from, what people like him about is his spirit of how he is with things, right?
All right.
So as long as it's rooted in the right spirit, then it's okay. Sometimes it's like pushing it, but it just depends. It's also just changing stuff up. So if we're looking to try new things, then we try new things. But like the fried chicken Wednesday, that's his bit.
Right.
I didn't come up with that. It just kind of happened. Steak night, I came up with other stuff, but like
he has signature things that he came up. That's what I'm saying. We've talked about a couple of them.
He's the one who came up with the fuck baby. It just that
all
worked
right.
out.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was, once we saw his numbers trending because he cursed, I told him how to expose it, and then he just started playing with words. But
he's also very naked as a person.
Yeah, I know.
And that's something that you can't teach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's like really the brilliance of him. He's the genius of his stuff, but also give him some credit.
he's not lying.
Oh no,
It's like he got it raw, but
It's raw.
raw, but
raw
he has,
dog.
has to put the
He's
flavoring in it
Yes.
to make it
Even
cook.
all these other guys on the internet are funny. They're not funnier than this dude. Because naturally, even without White Claw Gabe, that motherfucker is funny. We got a video we're talking about what happens in the afterlife.
Yeah.
It's not even acting. It's hysterical.
You two talking.
It's hysterical. Just me talking with him.
That's what I'm saying. You
And
two
that's what I'm talking
is
about.
hysterical.
You can, when somebody is naked like that,
Right.
that's gold.
So let me ask Gabe. Gabe, how do you? You're a whole lot more things than what people think you are. All right. And I know you're not gonna go deep off into it, but let me ask you this though: do you feel that what is it that you want people to know about you? Let's do it that way.
I want people to know like who I am
Yeah.
and what I am and how I feel. That's all I want to know. I want people to understand who I am. If people don't understand who I am, then they're not like my friends or anything.
Who are you? Who do you want them to know that you are?
I want them to know as Gabe. That's it.
That's it. So none of that personal stuff or none of that. You just want them to respect.
Oh yeah, respect.
Respect that you do. You have your comedy. You know what I'm saying? It's a job.
White
Yeah.
Claw Gabe is one
Yeah,
thing.
that's one
you
thing.
as a performer.
Right.
But Gabe, the person,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, I want people to like understand what I like and what I don't like. That's it. If I don't like certain things, I like to things that I'm comfortable with. That's all. What I'm comfortable with. If I don't like something I'm not comfortable with, I don't want people to get offended because I'm not comfortable with this. I want what I'm comfortable with.
If you make him comfortable, then he'll let his hair. If he feels like he's comfortable, he'll let his hair down. But if he's not, he's very guarded that way because he knows that people might try to fucking take advantage of him, and they don't embrace him. If they embrace him for who he is,
Right.
and not laugh at him, but laugh with him,
Right.
Oh yeah.
because he's funny.
Yeah. That's what
He's not-
that's what was my
it's
next
not about
question.
trying to make fun. I will always protect him that way. Say,
Right.
don't make fun of him, because he's a very special person.
Do you feel people are trying to make fun
No.
of you more than they're laughing
Most
with
people
you?
love him.
Right. No, I
You're
know
always gonna
everybody
get a
loves
few.
him. Yeah.
You're always gonna get a few fucking people that go try to fuck with him.
How far do you guys go back though?
We go back to when I met my wife in
25.
'94.
25, 26 years.
96, I
Exactly.
got married. Didn't know him too well, and then right after the marriage, we got married. I bought a house in Tarzana, and I met him a few times. And I met all the cousins, all the kids. They were all young.
Right.
I took a liking to all little kids,
Yeah.
But there was something about him that brought him around. She goes, "You gotta meet Gabe. You gotta meet Gabe." And I really took a liking to him. And then she said he wants to come to California. He needs help. He saved up some money. His dream was to go to San Diego.
Right.
I said, all right, let's help him. Let's help him out. And we just had a house in Tarzana. He came. He made the move. He took all his money that he saved, and I said, we'll be here for you. But I didn't know it never happened. That dream.
Right.
But he settled with us.
Right.
At times he tried to move out, but he always came back, and he's become a member of the family.
But he lives his own life, though.
He lives his own life. He's his own man. But we've experienced a lot together.
Right.
Over the course of my 25 years married, he's there. So he's like a brother, a son, whatever you want to say.
Y'all most definitely
He's fucking
brothers.
family.
Yeah,
So
y'all
we
most
love
definitely
Gabe.
brothers.
You know, I mean, there's no doubt. No matter how mad I am at him, I tell him at times, when I'm furious, I don't stay mad.
Right.
Because there's love there. So he knows that. He knows that. He knows that. He knows I have a fiery temper and he understands that good. You know, he don't. Some of these Filipinos, they just they hold on to it.
Let me say this too, though. This is not beer. This is mountain spring water, all right? Because I don't want nobody thinking I'm drinking alcohol.
So we can give them a prop, Liquid Death, because they're fans of White Claw Gabe. And
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
like
Liquid Death
it has like a Liquid Death. It's like a it has a thing where I hope they like give me some sponsors or something. Like if Liquid Death ever like comes to me and want to sponsor, want to sponsor them, then okay. I just need to sign a paper or something, and then they'll give me free money. Plus, all I have to do is just sponsor them on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. That's how you want to sponsor their product. You know, you're getting people to buy their product. Like White Claw, I like White Claw so much. That's how I get the name White Claw Gabe. Right. And like I think one of my friends has a PR to go to White Claw, and they don't like me. I kind of like feel kind of mad.
Why they don't like you?
Maybe they feel like he's wild. You know what I mean?
It's
and
like
they're big. Maybe they feel like, well, he's made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because he has promoted them. His nickname is White Claw Gabe. If you're listening and you have somebody there that's bright, this man could only help you people. You know what I mean?
It's like
it's alcohol anyway.
It's alcohol. You're 21. It's like it's all adult.
And he's made them even bigger than they are.
Right.
So if somebody was really bright, they'd say, "Wow, we love White Claw Gabe because he's a sweet guy."
Unless
who cares about?
Yeah.
He says,
cares?
"Fuck baby, fuck."
Fuck. If they don't want me to curse and sponsor them, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do that.
Of course. You know, we're adults. We're 21 and over. We can drink White Claw. You know. You know, White Claw is what I like. It's not too strong. That's why I like White Claw.
People are drinking White Claw because of him. And I bet you if you monetized him, they'd probably owe him about $1 million. But I don't know these people.
It ain't that deep. You're making money otherwise.
Yeah.
So how do you feel from that standpoint, like stuff like that?
Well, we just said, you know what? Don't promote them. It's a nickname.
Right.
Don't give them any
We
more
haven't made
free
a video with a White
advertising.
Claw in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Because they're not showing him no
you
love.
made money off him. People are saying it's Friday, baby. White Claw, baby.
Friday, baby.
The fuck
White
do you think
Claw.
that come from? The
Came
air?
from him.
You guys know him. So you don't want to give us love, we won't give you love. White Claw's his nickname now. Oh well. Fuck it.
All right. So now, and he does market other things. So I mean, I get what you're saying on that aspect. But coming from that standpoint, do you guys like? Does it hurt? You know what I mean? From that standpoint, where they're like, "Yo,"
It's disappointing. It doesn't hurt.
Disappointing.
And it's
Don't disappoint.
disappointing because it's like why are you shelving a business opportunity? But then that gives you another reason for the person who actually wants to work with you to tell them,
right.
not my problem.
So basically, when they do come, the price just went up. That's basically where you
Sure,
at with it.
I would say.
Well, because it gives someone else. It's like you rep Adidas, right? You come, soup, whatever. Adidas, like, yeah, we don't like ooh, and then you're like, damn. So I just rep your shit for nothing, and then Nike comes, they go, yeah, we'll give you a bag. Usually it's the opposite way around, but you're like, well then fuck it.
I'll tell you something. You get somebody smart with deep pockets, they come along and say, fuck White Claw.
I'll make my
We'll
own
start
brand with
our
you.
own
Brand.
drink with
Right.
him. Put Gabe on the face of it. I don't know what that name is.
Be boba or whatever.
Whatever.
Sorry.
We're not talking about boba.
That's separate.
Talking about another drink.
Oh, okay.
I
Another
got you.
drink.
Another
You make him
drink.
the face of another drink. They don't
Right.
want to step up.
You know, it's just like, look, people
You
don't
don't think that
cast
wouldn't
him,
do
someone
well?
else
You
casts
put
him.
White Claw Gabe on the face of that drink. These guys, the Nelk boys that he talks about, they have their own drink. Happy Dad, it could be done.
Right,
you could create
right.
his own fucking drink.
He just needs to prove longevity, that's all.
Yeah, he's been in the game a minute, so
Right.
Almost
he's
2
done
years
great.
now.
So, like, how do you feel about the people that feel that, you know, they're like, oh, well, you guys are exploiting him or you guys making him do something? Because see, this is what I know stuff about the man, so I don't want, like, let me say
That's
this.
all bullshit.
When he did 80 cameos in one day, like the app cameo, you know, that everybody, this man did 80 of them in one day, and it wasn't cheap either.
159.
159.
159. There we go. My bad.
It's all right.
In a day. See, so it's like when I think about it, and I've asked you, like, Gabe, you
That
good?
shit's
You know,
amazing.
where you at? We was like, man, oh, I love doing this stuff. Like,
kinda like
I'm
a
getting ready.
passion.
The man told me I'm finna do such and such amount more, and then I'm gonna go buy a car. He told me that himself.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting and I'm like, Dad, I had to tell him. I was like, Gabe, you got everybody fooled. Why you trying to make it seem like? And he was like, he told me then, I don't know them. I don't know these people. So my thing is I know he has more of a hand in what you guys do than what people think.
Right.
So that being said, is it more of an act than it is a character?
It's just part of the just part of it.
Just part of the
It's
brand?
part of it. It's just
kinda
like
like-
you're an actor,
All
right?
right.
And
So
you did the cat.
so he's acting. I
Yeah,
got you.
he-
All right.
It's a
That's
character.
That's real
Here's
dope.
what people fail to understand about entertainment
Right.
now, more so because of social media.
All right.
So here's what people fail to understand. There's the industry you're in is called the entertainment industry,
Correct.
which means the content you produce and put out is made to entertain people in their free time.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, people who think this shit is real life, well, must not that don't have things to say. It's like, well, do you know us?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
You know me through a phone. You know him through a phone. You know him through a phone.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, you may be entertained or not by the content, but you don't know us.
Mhm.
So to us, it's irrelevant what you say. Oh, your guys are just using this. You guys are using
Oh
that.
yeah.
Right.
You're
If
holding
we were
them captive.
if we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
if we were using Gabe,
Mm-hmm.
you would have. I mean, it doesn't make any sense because his story of how he blew up is just based on just something that was him, and people guided him to show what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, for people to say that it is what it is, and you're not
Moronic.
and you know, like I said, you're watching it through a medium and being entertained.
It's just like you like a performer.
Right.
You like an act. You like a. You don't know that person.
Correct.
Then you met him. You're disappointed,
Mm-hmm.
or you're like, wow, he's
Coolest
even
guy
nice.
ever.
What a great guy. Because then you're meeting the person.
Right. Is it more of a thing where somebody might be like, and I understand what you're saying about longevity, but I'm saying at the same time, they've had a lot of guys that have come from the internet and they've given like big bags to do like comedy shows and all that.
Sure.
And only 2-3 minutes of it was funny.
Right.
Right.
So is it more of a situation, they've given movies to cats and they flopped all of that. So do you feel that it's more of a situation where people, because see, everybody acts like they're watching out for them even when by asking that question. You know what I mean? Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. But until you actually talk to them, you don't know where
Well, that's
he's
why I
at.
even stress, like, hey, man, as much fame have you had? I've been there. I've had success. I've had fame.
Mhm.
You know, you got to keep growing.
Right.
Got to keep evolving. Develop yourself. You know, even though this is great, you can't be a one-note, one-trick pony.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Unless-
try different things.
Yeah,
you know.
have to
Reinvent. It's
You have
called
to show
reinvent
there's
something.
more to the person Gabe than just White Claw Gabe.
Right.
That the whole picture.
But everybody, the way he does his thing, everybody feels that they know him.
They
like
think
they're
they know
family.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So-
it's very personal.
Right. So
You know?
that being said
they
in
don't know
today's
him.
age,
Yeah,
right.
they
So
don't.
how like what do you have
It's
in
tricky.
mind when you right?
It's tricky.
That's
It's
my
just like
thing.
reality people, like
That's my
Kardashians.
thing.
I don't know them, but they might be very nice.
Right.
But I don't know them intimately. You
Correct.
only know them for 20 years that they've been showing what they know. But
Mm-hmm.
do you
But
know
you
the
may not know
people?
them.
Correct.
And it's
You
the
know?
same thing
Yeah.
with
Right.
us.
I
It's the
mean-
same thing with Rod, whoever, just in general.
right.
Just you know, and
Like Russell. We know Russell, the person.
Yeah.
I know the stand-up, but I know the person.
Right.
We've gotten to know him.
Mhm.
Some people that never let you in, you don't know them.
Correct.
You know? And so it's like, Yeah, I like him, but I don't really know him.
So do you have to take extra precaution?
Depends on the environment. If the environment is like safe,
Safe.
then it's okay.
Then you feel like everybody is.
Like for
Yeah.
example, we go to Russell's house.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be there unless, you know, you're a decent person or
Right,
like whatever.
right.
And most of the people there are in the similar environments of some sort, whether it's music, whatever, just different stuff.
Right.
But everybody has an understanding there, and it's like that's a comfortable place. Like I feel
You
comfortable.
feel it's safe.
I
Right.
feel comfortable meeting people and opening
Right.
up. But like there's certain places where
Even when you come here, if you have parties, this events,
it's comfortable.
Right.
it's safe.
Right.
But there's some places we'll go
Because
and,
it's the energy. It's about the energy.
Yeah, because that's what we put out.
and
Right.
there's some places we'll go like
You don't know.
We're
I don't know
feels,
these people.
feels
so I don't wanna
suspect.
express
It feels
myself.
like you're not sure if it's real.
and not even that it's not real. It's just like
Well, you
alright.
could check the energy of a room and decide if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to hang around. You know,
Yeah, I'm very quick to bounce
I
from.
Yeah,
would
you
say
do it
good
a lot.
vibe. Let's get out of
Yeah.
here.
He does it a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right. So, since most people really don't understand what the actual dynamic is, you know what I mean, as a working machine,
This is a family.
right?
And what this is really a family. You come into this house, people go, even Russell comes, he goes, I like coming here because it feels like a real family. I'm like, you don't get that everywhere.
Right.
For better or for worse. We're screaming, we're yelling this, that, happy, sad, but it's real. It's a family. And so people have always been driven to come here because of that reason. A lot of places, you don't get that in their houses. You don't get where you come in and
Well,
you
a lot of
feel
people
like,
don't want to be authentic.
no,
either.
they don't want to be authentic, or when you come in, you don't feel like it's more of an act.
Right.
But people have come here for years, wherever we lived, and we've always made people feel like you're safe here, you could be yourself. And that's what's, like you said, authentic.
You have to be, because if you're not gonna do that, it doesn't really
Russell
make
said
sense.
to me a few times, he goes, I felt like this was my family.
Yeah.
I said, I'm
Yeah.
glad I made you feel that way.
Yeah.
To me, that's great, you know. And I've done that with a lot of people where they've said, oh, we had a house in Jersey years ago. People used to come and go, it's the best vacation I ever had. And I'm like, well, you know, that's what I want people. I see them having a good time. I'm happy.
Is that how you were raised?
I don't know where I got that from, because we didn't, you know, there was a lot of love in my house, but it was an intense house. But I think that was just something in me, you know. I think I was always a people person, and I wanted to make people have fun. Maybe I was good at being a host or whatever. It was like, that's not my brother's thing. My brother's much more serious and guarded. I'm more of a guy that likes to have everybody have a good time. You know, I want to have a good time too, but I like to see when people are having fun. I'm like, that's it. I feel good. I feel like that's my thing. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it was just something that's in me. I don't know where I got that from, because I don't know if my family was exactly like that.
All right.
They were eccentric family, but you know, we're all individuals. You know, we might be brothers, but we're very different.
Indeed.
Different people. But yeah, you know, there are certain things we do have in common, but not everything. Because, you know, you come in this world singular, and you go out singular.
That's
You know?
factual. That's factual.
I mean, I
right
sleep
there.
next to my wife. When I die, she ain't gonna be sleeping next to me. So, you know,
You ain't
that's
going
just a
nowhere.
fact.
You ain't going nowhere. You got too many games to watch. You got something else to yell at or something like that. You know, he
Probably losing right
man,
now.
he
Judge
he,
hit a home run.
the way. See, they talking about the game right
Tell
now.
me, good news.
They
We
just
took the
can't.
lead.
They can't stop.
He actually should have hit
It's bad.
two, but he
I
hit
know.
one to left
What's
field.
your
that hit the
sport,
wall.
Gabe? What is your actual
Yankees
sport?
took the
I
lead?
didn't see you do skits, but what's the sport you like?
Football.
I'm more into football and stuff. I mean,
Alright.
I like baseball, just, you know, if it's like exciting.
He likes watching the fights now.
The fights.
Because of like
That's you.
no, but he likes it because it's like an event, because they don't happen, like the big fights don't
Oh, I
happen
see
every
what
week.
you're saying. Right,
So like
right,
he'll be
right.
like, oh, it's fight night. I'm getting the food.
Yeah,
So it's like an
yeah.
event for himself too, because he can eat. Like
Yeah.
he likes the fights.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's your,
Fights is-
so what's your squad? What's your football squad?
Right now, the Jets, but they suck. But
Was
I
a
like
Seahawk fan, but now he became a Jet
I
fan.
like the Jets because it's gangrene. It's New
He's
York.
from Seattle, that's why.
He has affection for New York.
So why? But he here in L.A. though. So what's
Don't fucking matter. He
All right,
don't
here
like,
we go.
Well, he
Here
roots
we
a little
go.
for the Rams.
Well, I
He
want.
roots a little for the Rams, but he likes the Jets.
He rooted
Jet.
for the Rams in the Super Bowl.
He did.
Yeah.
He wanted the Rams to win.
All right. I don't know, cause see, I've watched games with Gabe. We watched the Lakers together. Gabe didn't tell me what his squad was.
You don't like
none
the
of that.
Nah, I don't want to say
He
that.
liked the Sonics, and the Sonics were taken
He hates
away.
the
and
Oklahoma
he
City
hated
Thunder.
the Thunder because
Yeah.
they replaced the Sonics, so he had a vendetta against the Thunder.
Uh,
But I said, don't blame the Thunder. It's not their fault. Blame your own city. They didn't keep him there. He just couldn't get past it.
it's all right though.
Yeah.
You come on
That's
over
how
here.
I feel. I'm
Yeah.
telling you what I feel. It's like,
And I said, don't worry about it. They're not even called the Sonics. Call themselves the Oklahoma Sonics.
They're supposed to
then
be
I'd
getting the
hate them.
team again though.
What? Well, blame
Seattle.
that fucking city.
No, Seattle's
They got a
supposed to be
lot of
getting
money.
another
It's
team.
about time they bring back the Sonics.
Yeah.
I like the Sonics.
oh yeah.
They were green too.
Oh, Judge hit another one. He hit 2 tonight, so he should have had 3 tonight.
3 should have had. What's the
That's
score?
If
their
I was
life,
Tie game
baseball.
3-3.
Oh, I
Like,
thought you said they were ahead.
Really, I'm
Oh,
talking about die hard.
Fuck, man. Told me they were ahead. I was
Like,
feeling good. Now
See what I'm talking
3-3.
about? Now let them start. Don't mess around. Start losing.
Shit,
We're gonna have
man.
a whole
14
other
home
type of
runs.
episode going.
Would have had 3 home runs. They
We
moved
might
the
have to
fences
put
back.
up-
Fucking
put up
Camden
caution
Yards.
tape or something.
Camden Yards tried to get slick after 20 fucking years, 25 years.
You know the All-Star
They're
game-
gonna move the fence back. All of a sudden, they want to be a big ballpark.
You know the All-Star game's in LA this year.
I know.
Well, good. We're gonna go.
We'll go to the Derby. That's
Which
all
one?
the
Is
home
it?
run
Is it
derby.
in Dodger Stadium, Angel Stadium?
Dodger
Dodger
fucking
only.
All right.
They need to blow that up. Angel
Angel
that's a joke.
Stadium.
That's a joke. And that you can put on camera. Get rid of that fucking stadium. It's bland.
Or move the
vanilla.
move the Angels to
food
Long Beach.
sucks,
It's still,
too.
No,
it's still
just give me a new
Angels.
fucking stadium. The hot dog is horrible. The food is shitty.
Of
Even
course, they're
Angel fans
horrible.
are. And go back to the old uniform. Fuck that uniform that they wear. That ugly uniform.
I had
go
a
back
hot
to the
dog-
uniform with the halo. The California Angels. What is this fucking Anaheim Angels? It don't even sound right.
I
No,
had
they're
a,
not Anaheim Angels. They're Los Angeles
Well,
Angels.
even
and they don't
that
play,
don't sound right.
But they
They're
don't even
not
play
in
in
Los
LA.
Angeles. They're in Orange County.
I had a hot dog once.
How the fuck you gonna be
And
that?
it gives me the
Los
red- it's
Angeles
like
Angels
bad
in
hot dog.
Anaheim. You from LA, right?
Yes, sir.
You agree?
But, yeah,
How are you the Los
they're
Angeles Angels?
Yeah, that don't
No,
count.
the LA Dodgers
They the
are right.
California. In my mind, they still the California
Yeah.
Angels.
Uh-huh.
They still the California
The
Angels.
Me
OC,
too.
man. That's not fucking LA.
With the
Nah,
halo,
I'll be-
that's a
hey.
dope
This is
ass
more LA than
hat.
OC.
Hey.
I love that hat. I love that jersey.
Nah, OC is OC.
And-
They got their own county.
Oh, man.
This is still LA County.
That's right. Call it the Orange County Angels then. Whatever. You want to be slick. Just California is a big state. Fucking stupid. Go back to the California Angels and bring back that uniform.
But I would have thought you liked the Angels though, because of Trout and all of them cats.
No, I don't care about that.
You don't care about
We
that?
like we tolerate we like respect Trout, but like
I respect
He said
But, like-
I would
tolerate.
respect them more if they brought back that uniform. I collect jerseys and I
But
had
no,
that
but
jersey. in
there's
my
an odd
repertoire.
hatred if you're a Yankee fan with the Angels because the drive home is like an hour if you're from here.
Yeah, if you lose,
so it's
that's a
fucking annoying to
depressing
lose
drive.
there.
Ooh,
It's like if you
bet.
went to Disneyland and had a shitty day,
Yeah,
and you got to
yeah,
drive
yeah,
home. You're
yeah,
like, fuck
yeah,
this.
You go there, man. They're yelling at me like, you know, and then I'm just screaming. Like,
But it's
"Ah."
weird when you go to Yankee games out in Anaheim.
Uh-huh.
The Yankee fans overtake the stadium.
They do.
Because there's so many Yankee fans
then
in
there's-
California for whatever reason.
Right.
Bogus Yankee fans that come out, dude. And I'm like, you ain't a
I'm a
Yankee
fucking
fan.
Yankee fan, bro.
You, bro. And I'm like, you just wearing a New York Yankee hat. I
Here,
can
there's a
fucking-
telling sign to see if someone's
know
like a
right
real or a
away.
fake Yankee fan, and not many people know about this. So Yankees jerseys don't have the name on the back. It's only the number. So
Yeah,
if you
search-
see a dude that wears the name on the back and you
Take
say,
that off.
you go, why are you wearing the name on the back? Like, well, I want to wear a Judge jersey. I want to wear
No.
a G jersey. No, if you're wearing 99, it's a Yankees jersey. You know it's a fucking
99,
Aaron
no
Judge.
name on the back. Don't fuck with that. If it's a T-shirt, all right, but not the jersey.
Like okay, there's a guy in the Yankees now that wears 13, which was A-Rod's number. But if you just wore 13 Yankee jersey, you're gonna know you're wearing Alex Rodriguez. He's the most famous
You'll
Yankee.
know because you know who wore that number best.
Right.
It's like I did a show one time. And the guy was like, New York show, and they were talking about numbers, basketball, baseball, and they'd say, okay, here's a number. Who wore it best in your mind? So like I say, 17. And the guy was like, what did you think about? Who what? I said, Mickey Rivers. Okay. Oscar Gamble. Ooh, Oscar Gamble? Yeah. I remember like he wore it really well. It's not a very famous, you know, you say a certain number, like number 10.
Right.
I'll say Walt Frazier, Clyde Frazier.
You say 23 in all sports, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You see 24.
But I'm talking
Kobe
about New
Bryant.
York sports.
No.
You say 23 in New York sports, I'm thinking Donnie Baseball. If you say worldwide 23, it's MJ.
Right.
I'm talking New York team. So like, you're a California guy, right? Who was your team? The Lakers?
Yeah. All day, twice on Sunday.
Okay. And were you a Ram fan?
No, I used to be a Raider fan, but
Raider
then they
fan.
moved to San Diego. You know what I mean? I mean,
Oakland.
Sin City. I don't want to say their name wrong.
yeah.
So I don't really have a football team no more. So
It's
I just
weird.
watch. I just watch players.
But they were Oakland's team. They
Yeah,
came
but
to LA.
still though, like it's kind of like they were still in California. I've
Right.
been through the LA to
I
Oakland,
agree.
back to LA and
Yeah.
all of
It
this.
don't
And
seem right
He's
to
enjoying
Vegas.
all of this right here
Yeah?
because
Why?
because he's a he was St. Louis, right? He's from St. Louis, but the thing about it is he's
Cardinals?
a Bears fan.
No? Bears fan?
Yeah, so I used to tease him all the time. And then when the
Okay.
Cardinals left, when the Rams came to St. Louis, they
Right.
won. Then when they came back, so I would always tease him about that. And the thing about it is, when I watched the Raiders leave, he was one of the first people to text me, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to do it because
You're a
it's
big
like,
Raider fan from when? From
oh,
when they were
man,
here in
all
LA?
the way back, all the way back.
Even Oakland?
Yeah, all the way back.
Would you
the
still-
first game that I was into, I was a youngin', and Lala Zato had ripped. I forgot whose head.
you remember Ken
he ripped-
Stabler?
Yeah,
Snake?
I wasn't old enough to understand what was going on at that
All right,
time.
like, so you're a big
but,
Raider
but I
fan.
remember.
So
yeah.
like I'm gonna throw a number at you.
Go ahead.
Raider history.
Let's see.
I'm not to tell you who it is, but like if I say this number, because I like this guy. He used to wear a lot of sticky shit on
He
his
gonna
face.
say somebody I ain't even thought of. Somebody
Well,
on the
maybe
line or something.
so he's too old, probably.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Ooh.
25.
25. No, Lester Hayes wasn't 25. He
Well, Lester did wear the sticker, but this
Uh-huh.
guy was a. No, not Branch, but
Gene
he's
Atkins?
a receiver. He's before Branch. Maybe because I'm a little older.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'll be talking to him about stuff, and he'll pop
But it's
up, and I'll
different
be
because
like,
I'm
"Damn,
60.
who
How old
was
are
that?"
you guys? Like 40 something?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Who is it? Who is it?
Freddie Belitnikov.
Yeah, Bolitnikov. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's a little before.
He could like he
But-
was like a ballerina type dude.
Yeah, he had like these great hands.
Yeah, he was something else.
But then you got like George Blanda, like what he
see,
wears,
you got to start
16?
for him. You got to start like Madden. You got to start Madden on up, and then he'll know
I
who
see.
you talking about.
Well, yeah, I
know.
understand what you're saying.
Because like
Yeah.
you know those rough years. See, the reason that I got into the
They were an
Raiders.
interesting team, the Raiders.
Well, see, the reason I got into them was because
They really belong in Oakland.
yeah, but
That's-
see,
I mean, even
Al
though they-
Davis was
Hey,
about he
listen,
was against everything.
They
He was
weren't
against
totally. They weren't a
everything.
bad fit in LA because the LA fans liked them. I don't feel like they belong in Vegas. Like, who should have went to Vegas
The Chargers.
was the Chargers.
Yeah,
They don't belong here because they have no fan base.
Yeah.
They should have stayed in San Diego.
it didn't make
If you're
sense.
gonna leave San Diego, go to Vegas.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
They have no fan base here. That's dumb. I'm not. Football ain't my number one, but that's a dumb move.
Nah, mine is basketball. I've been going down with the ship, you know what I'm saying? I went down with the ship with the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? I used to be, he know.
But you ain't no
know.
Clipper fan. That's
Nah, hell no. I'm a Lake Show fan.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn
Yeah.
if we look. I don't give a damn who's in the jersey.
right.
You know what I mean? It's about the squad. You know what I mean? Now our front
But
office,
you know that
I ain't
Laker
going front.
history.
Yeah, well, it's the front office. The front office got a whole lot of.
That show isn't very good.
I
Have
don't
you
know
watched
what's
it?
going on. Yeah, I've checked it out. It's
I tried to
interesting.
like it. It's hard when you're taking sports figures that I've watched, that I lived and I experienced through that time. You can't beat the real drama of that. How are you going to capture the sports? The reason we love sports, you know why we love it? Because it's real.
Well, it's hard to just
It's not
capture real
movies.
people.
Movies is imagination.
So what you think about Ali?
That's a piece of shit.
And you don't like Will Smith too, so.
But if I'm gonna watch Ali, I'll watch a doc on Ali. How you gonna capture Muhammad Ali, one of the funniest, most interesting fucking dudes that I grew up watching? I don't give a fuck, Will Smith, whoever it is. You are not going to capture him that way. And if you think you are, You're wrong.
There's only a couple people who really can like capture a person. Like Jamie Foxx
Yeah.
He's a different
can
cat.
capture people.
He took Ray Charles and became Ray Charles because he could impersonate somebody and he knew how to act. And the guy did the movie Blind. I didn't even know that. So the fucking
they taped
dude
his eyes
was
down
brilliant.
to do the
But that
movie.
doesn't happen that often. Now, we knew Ray Charles a little bit, but you watch that movie and he's brilliant in the movie. I know what I'm looking at. When something is good, it's good. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. I'll tell you the truth.
What he's also trying
People
to say
say,
is
let
that
your opinion. No, it's not. I'm telling you, that was great.
what he's also trying to say is for people that are like on iconic levels, it's like how are you gonna have people play them, because most movies and TV shows are dramatized anyways more than what they really were.
And we didn't know that much about
Like-
Ray Charles.
like if
There's a
you-
mystery to him.
Like if you
We've already
like,
seen magic.
like have you
How
seen
you going to capture that smile?
like have you
Get the
seen
fuck outta here.
The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, in real life, that guy's not the real guy is not globally famous.
He's not that
He was
known.
known in boxing for having wars, but he wasn't even that great.
No one knew nothing
he wasn't,
about him.
He's not looked at as like a revered champion. He just had a
And
he
his
had a good
wacko
story.
brother, right? No one knew nothing
Nobody
about
knew
that.
them. It wasn't like
a good
you're making a
movie.
movie on Floyd Mayweather. You're making a movie about a guy who had a perfect boxing record and was who he was from family. This is a guy who was a journeyman, but because movies can make you think and dramatize situations to more than they were, there's more to work with. But if the guy was already here, it's like, then what story is there to tell? And how are you going to play him if everybody knows who he is? It's like if they wanted to make a movie on Conor McGregor, how are you going to find a guy
To be that
become
guy.
that charismatic?
He's like an actor himself. You're not going to capture that dude. He'll make you pee. He's a fantastic actor. So was Ali. He was the greatest performer. Will Smith couldn't kiss his fucking ass if he tried 100 times. I'm telling you the truth. So you're going to capture Ali? Get the fuck out. You're out of your mind. I'm doing the Koosh thing. You're out of your mind.
Like there's certain things that it's just like
Rocky's
why
a
do we
great
need to
movie.
see it?
It's fictitious. Rocky Balboa. It's a character he created. And yeah, he maybe was inspired by a few movies, but there's no Rocky. He created the Rocky guy.
But you feel that's a great movie?
It's a fantastic movie.
Ro-
The original
one.
movie. It's a
The
beautiful
original,
movie.
Yeah.
Rocky 1.
not the others.
Rocky 2 was good. Then it became like cartoon. It became like a cartoon franchise. But I'm talking about Rocky, the movie.
I got you.
It's a beautiful movie.
All right.
It's really a beautiful movie, a beautiful script, everything. But it's magical. But he's not. They used a character that was inspired by like Ali, Apollo Creed, but he wasn't being Ali.
Right.
But it was like, he was inspired. Very hard to take these iconic. He brought up a great point with like Jamie.
Right.
He was able to take Ray Charles, but that isn't always.
But it was
done.
like Ray Charles, very famous guy, but like
Famous, but we don't know that much
okay,
about him.
Because for
Other
people
than that he was blind.
people that you knew a lot about, it's very hard to like, what are
Right.
you gonna reenact stuff? It's like why like
No.
like I said, Jamie Foxx is gonna play Mike Tyson. I'm very interested to see that because of how good he is at becoming.
He's so
people.
good at
He's a genius.
mimicking people, and he's a good actor, a better actor than Will Smith, and that maybe he could pull it off, but who knows? Because Tyson is those are big shoes to fill.
But when you hear him talk like him, you're like, oh.
Yeah, but you have to become. him.
But so what he
physically-
so he said he wants to become. He wants to play it from this version of Tyson.
Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
because of what he went through and what he is now and that kind of stuff.
that's smart. Well, he's a smart guy,
He's a fucking
and
he's a legend, Jamie Foxx.
He's a fucking genius. He really is, because
That he is.
the way he could segue from a guy who is a comedy sketch guy to a serious actor.
And he's a musician.
And a musician,
And he's a singer.
And he's a singer. That dude is really talented. Now, I'm not bashing Will Smith.
No.
We love Hitch.
No.
Hitch is fire.
We like Hitch. That was about it. Shouldn't have done
Bro,
that.
Hitch
slap
is Hitch is
thing.
like the best rom-com ever. Swear to God.
He said we love Hitch.
Hitch
we
is
do.
great.
Yeah, I can't.
How
think
do you
of
dislike that movie? It's
Yeah.
so
That's his best movie.
so charming. It's
You need to see
fun.
how Gabe looking at you. You like Hitch too?
It's good.
All right. Because Gabe was looking like, I don't know.
Hitch is fire, man.
Gabe is
fire.
funny because, like I say,
y'all
like
really said
here's
Hitch
like
is
Gabe
fire.
in a nutshell. You ask him, "How's this chicken?" He goes, "It's not bad." I go, "All right, but that doesn't tell me anything.
Right.
I want to know: do you like it,
Or do you
do you
love
not
it?
like it, or do you love it?" It's not bad means it could suck too.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes he'll give you these like half answers, like it's not bad, it's not bad. But I'm like, what does that mean? That doesn't tell me what I'm looking for. It's like if you tell me, how's this coffee? Oh, it's good. Nah, it's not that good.
Does it drive you crazy how you guys are all the time?
It's kind of like, you know, you say there's certain things you gotta say, but sometimes it's not enough. You gotta say it like in perspective, like,
Right.
okay, is it good or not good? You're
Right.
saying okay, meaning
You
I don't
love
like it.
You don't love it. So you're just saying it's not bad, which means it's fucking mediocre,
Right.
Yeah.
which is the world has become. Like
Not
mediocre.
bad is like
Don't tell me
it's good, but it's okay. Meaning
I'd rather
okay.
it be great or suck. I don't want this. It's not bad. That doesn't help me. You know, it's not bad. Hey, how does she look? It's not bad. Nah, I'm not really attracted to her. She looks good.
So
Okay,
is that acceptable, Gabe?
It's kinda like-
if she's not that, she's not
Ga-
bad.
How you gonna rate your girl? She's not bad. That
She's
means
not
you're
man.
really.
I'd say 4 out of 5.
Yeah, but
That's not bad. What I think of not bad.
Gabe's life now is all about like levels and standards. Like,
Right.
Okay.
he ain't going
It's
backwards.
okay.
gone up. His-
I'll give him
he's
like
a little
say 4
bougie.
stars.
A little
I know.
bougie.
He told me
He's
Bougie
become
as
a little
hell.
bougie.
when he
I
told
have to
me,
call it. It's funny as shit because even my wife goes, "He's bougie now."
I know when he told me that he was like, I have to do. I forgot what the number was, but it was a nice number. When I have to do this many more cameos, and then I'm going to go get my vehicle. He told me what it was going to look
Yeah.
like. He told me what,
What happened the next week?
Inside.
Your
Yeah,
vehicle was
went up the next week and bought it. I sat back and I said, "Gabe, what's that?" It was nothing. I'm happy.
I'm
I
happy.
said, "All right."
He wanted it. He wanted the Lexus. We got the Lexus.
That was crazy though.
You saw Russell driving crazy. Russell.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
now
He's like, he's trying to drive. I said, "Do not drive."
you're not
like
Russell.
I don't enjoy
Don't drive
driving
like Russell.
No,
But I'm like,
I want to be
I'm
careful
like,
though.
I'm like, no, that's Russell. So don't we all
Do the
want to
Russell.
throw
That's
up
what
in
he
the car?
says.
Hey man,
Hey,
look.
but if we have to get in a certain place, it's like, oh, you drive like an old man. So, okay, should I do the Russell?
No, don't do the Russell, but just don't go 5 miles an
Gabe-
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Have you
Russ,
driven
Russ
with
got
him?
a problem with the
the
flow.
brake.
You
Oh,
understand me? He's
no,
standing all
the
the way
whole
on
driving
it.
thing is
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
wacky. I can't do it no more.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? I think that the one thing about y'all that is more funny than I mean, it's like y'all don't have any boundaries with each other. So it's like, how does that get into it? It's like y'all, it's everything with y'all.
Just say what it is.
We're pretty much an open book, and I guess that's what people like about coming over here, because they know they're gonna get it real. You know, not that we're looking to hurt anybody's feelings, but we try to keep it real.
Gabe hurts everyone.
And
Yeah, okay,
there have been times where we may have gone a tad too far, but we try. We're not out to hurt anybody, but I gotta keep it real too. Like after I had that COVID thing, I was raging,
Yeah,
and whatever I felt about you was coming out.
right.
Didn't matter. I was like
Just to be clear, he had COVID, and then he said he didn't feel the same. So he said COVID has made me just after I recover, I feel
I had no
honest.
filter.
And if I
Really
yell at
honest.
you, it's not your fault. It's
Right.
just how I feel right now.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah,
It
you
went
finna-
on
yeah,
for.
you finna catch
I had about a
this.
month of raging, and I was telling people.
Russell
Oh,
had him
man.
kick it. He goes, go to Vegas, man. Go clear your head.
He was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm fucking like I'm just feeling like raging right now." I was lashing into people.
How long did you need to stay away?
3 days.
3 days?
He was
Yeah,
He was
no,
good
I
after that?
was okay. I mean, I got through it. It affected my brain. I don't know what the fuck happened.
COVID
You know?
gives people a different feel. Like it's kind of like
I was
everybody's
just telling
different.
people how I felt about them.
Well, see, that's what he said.
I was like him with no filter. And sometimes
Damn.
it was like, they were like, "Oh shit, man." I said, right now I'm emotional. I said, I need to I had to get a hold of myself. I did when I felt better. I got through it.
So was it that you seen the same people every day? Or was it just more the
I was
standpoint
not
you couldn't
feeling.
get out?
I wasn't feeling right.
Oh, all right. So
I
it
was
was
not
physical.
feeling right.
gives it
I don't know how. I wasn't that
affects
sick
different people.
from it, but it had some after effects. This COVID,
All right.
it affected people in different ways.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they were
yeah.
tired,
Yeah.
they were depressed, and I was raging. I had like these like, I couldn't balance my, I couldn't catch myself.
Right, right.
Like if I felt something about you, I just said it.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you
I
all right.
lashed
That's
into
great.
a lot of people. You know, it's just the way it was. I mean, I was like, whoa, and then I said, don't take it personal, because right now I'm going to say what I feel. So it's
does
coming
that,
out.
Does that excuse it? Because he said, don't take this personal first?
Which
Yeah.
where he is.
I don't know where I was, but I was lashing out.
You were lashing at Antonio because Antonio was like trying to fuck with you, and you were like, you were losing it. And I was like,
I said,
"Alright."
yeah, don't fuck with me right now. So
He's laughing his ass off.
I might say something you don't like.
The Cuban cigar smoker.
Yeah, I know who you talking about.
Yeah.
Antonio will do you like that.
You're a
though.
funny dude.
Yeah.
You're like asking me about Godfather 3 and shit, and I'm like,
We had a whole debate with him
I was
because
like, we were at Bentley's. We were at Russell's house with Bentley and.
we were
oh
talking
my
about
God,
remember
movies. He's
he
trying
was-
to bring up a bad
He was trying to
movie.
say Sam Jackson doesn't deserve Oscars. I was like,
I was
you're
like,
out
get
of
the
your
fuck
fucking
out of here.
mind.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're looking at. You know. I mean,
Wait, hold up. Antonio said what? He said Sam
There was a couple
Jackson
people
didn't-
were trying to discredit like the level of work he did, not just that he's a movie star. And I had said, how do some people have Oscars and he doesn't? And they're like, well, what should have he won for? I said, have you not seen Pulp Fiction? Have you not
Did you not see
seen
Django?
Have you not
Did
seen
you not
Have you not
see
seen
Jackie Brown?
Yeah.
Motherfucker's brilliant.
Have you not seen Jungle Fever where he's the crackhead?
Yeah.
Have you not seen
I mean,
how many
you know,
fucking movies do you have
he's-
to mention?
He's done like arguably iconic performances up there with Denzel. But
Yeah.
Denzel's a movie
Yeah.
star, better looks, whatever. But Sam is a beast.
My name is Nick Turturro. One was to get down with my brother Ooh. We had a great conversation.
Hi, I'm White Cloud Gay. What's the get down? Fuck. This is my first time, so I'm kind of quiet. Next time, I can talk more.
Nick Turturro, pleasure being on What's the Get Down. All right, had a great time with my man over here, breaking bread. Like I said, this was a conversation, not a podcast. Don't get it fucking twisted, all right?
I'm on that brainwash, full rollout, anonymous. Underplay the overplay, strategic, I promise. More dope brings more Negroes. Watch them heroes, pro lethal. Dream killers feast on people. Nubians in need, mine on the hunt. Paul Bear, sharp fluid, gates and piston bumps. No excuses, that's a sin. Back to the begin. Muscle memory, pseudo respect and revenge. Plays blindfolded, a bucket list with interest. Forgiveness, the shadows and mirrors who handle business. Legacy, all grind, no guest list. Land in jurisdiction, make you bread prejudice. For the purists and the tourists, Q sticky for ghetto jurors. Swing high, swing low, you forgot that we do this. Bank selection, smooth DR vibe. Underground icon, you have now been